What is going on, everybody? What's up, Jake?
Nothing. Finally warm again, so I feel like it's time to think about fishing.
Yeah, man, absolutely. You know, I wish we had more time to talk about some of the adventures I had last week down in Kissimmee in Florida, but you know, that's not what today's show is about. You know, this is obviously our Great Midwestivus II, going to be held in Plymouth, Indiana. We're excited about our second Great Midwestivus event. And this is our official preview show. So you guys are in for a good one tonight. We're going to go over a lot of stuff. We got a cool special announcement at the beginning and talk to our partners over at Marshall County, bring in Matt, and then, you know, talk about some of the venues. And then, of course, get into our raffle kayak and which brand is supporting us at this event, which is Old Town. And then, of course, the main event of the show, of course, I think most people are excited to hear about the eligible water and bring in some anglers to talk about just how they think this thing could possibly get won. So it's going to be a fun one, buddy. But everything else going good for you, or just ready for the break in weather, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm actually going to try to go fishing next couple of days. So feels like it's been
there you go.
A long time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You got to get out there. I was fortunate, like I said, to be in Florida, but today's been crazy. Wife's been sick. Kids, I'm taking them to school, picking them up, everything. I mean, literally, I just got them all to bed. And I was like, what am I going to do the rest of the night? Just relax. I was just so excited. I was like, I got to get some work done, whatever. And I was like, dude, what am I talking about? It's Wednesday. I was just so go all the day long with just taking care of everybody that I almost forgot about the live stream. But that is life, man. All right. Yeah. Well, let's get to it. You want to bring in some special guests for a little quick special announcement? What's up? The aggressively average anglers. A couple average guys here. I don't know, man. You might need to rethink your name. You're a little bit. I think you're definitely not average. Yeah. Okay, so you're a little. That's like a notch above.
This is average, pinpoint accuracy for how we are.
Actually, it's pretty good. Now you properly named your brand, and you guys. So if you don't know Paul and Jeff of the Aggressively Average Anglers, you guys have an amazing channel out there. YouTube. You guys go live on Wednesdays. You're going to be getting out here to go live, which is kind of funny, right? Because that's kind of what we're going to be sort of announcing, kind of a soft launch of something we're doing. Because if we're starting to do our live streams on Wednesday night at 8, and you're going live at 8:15 too, boy, it seems like we're really divvying up our audience. So what can we do about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we could put our shows together, maybe have a fun little segment. I'm excited about this. So lots of big changes this year, but I think that what you're hinting at there is we can combine forces and we can do something a little different and a little fun for Kayak Adventure Series. So I'm pretty pumped about it.
No, I think so, man. You guys are going to be at many events this year, it sounds like. Jeff, I mean, you guys are kind of getting more full time into this whole deal and some serious momentum. So you guys pretty pumped up about this event or what? Pretty close to you guys. You're in Michigan, so it's pretty close.
No, this is great. It's kind of like Ohio last year, Pennsylvania, even like not that far for us to go. But Indiana, yeah, it's right around the corner. I mean, I can technically drive to Indiana in an hour. It just depends on where in Indiana I end up going. But this should be a really fun event. It's Midwestivus. So we are Midwesterners. We obviously want to go out. We want to represent. But, working with you guys, I think we're going to have a lot of fun media wise this year. A little different spin, try to liven things up, get up on stage. I don't know. Do we
that's what I'm gonna say, Paul. Yeah, Paul, what do you think, dude? You want to get up, you guys both want to get up on stage and do a little co-emceeing with me at some of these events and just kind of lighten the mood and just have some fun up there with the anglers on stage? Because again, it is a true, you're going to see the Reese Theater, as all these theaters for Kayak Adventure Series, they're true, real stages, real lights. I mean, sometimes that's a little bit, could be a little bit, nerve wracking for some of the anglers not used to kind of that, just all on their face. But when you guys are up there with me, trust me, you got nothing to worry about, guys. We're going to keep it light, keep it fun, and talk about all the stuff which was your day on the water. But Paul, maybe you tell us about the Aggressively Average channel too, real quick, so people that don't know what you guys do and focus on can kind of slide over there and follow you guys.
Yeah, I mean, really, we've always been about just having more fun and trying to learn and get better, and then just do it in a way that keeps you coming back. Because a lot of people, they'll get into it and they get lost in the stuff and the money and the time. And we want to make sure that, when people are getting on the water, like the focus is on learning, getting better, having fun. And it's like the best way to do it because, I mean, how many times have we gone to one of these events? Every single time I've left one, I've been like, I pick up 4 or 5 things. And I'm like, yeah, I probably should have done that the last 25 tournaments that I lost and did not do so well. So, I mean, the name of the channel states am I a professional angler? Absolutely not. Do I get after it like a professional angler? Absolutely. So we love to kayak fish. We love to have fun. And if you give me an opportunity with a microphone to make some jokes, that is absolutely what I'm going to do with it.
All the dad jokes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my role, man. We'll compete with them.
Well,
I got the worst one.
We're just going to the dad jokes the entire day.
Hey, we're dads, so I guess that just makes sense. The Kayak Adventure Series is all about the fun and the fellowship, and because really only 1 or 2 people, 3 people really going to win enough money that really does anything. You know what I mean? This is about the experience, going and traveling and seeing new places and new restaurants and breweries. And like you guys said, the laughs and the fun and exploring the new water, which we're going to get into this event because there were some lakes that were probably close enough to include, but I know people have fished those and most people think, well, you want to include those lakes, but I said, no. You know what? That's the beauty of this thing, man. We're going to go in here and no one's going to have a clue. No one really has any sort of advantage over anyone else because a lot of these lakes just don't get big, even local kind of tournament club pressure, but all of them combined make one cool format and radius, and it just kind of highlights, KAS. But I think you guys are going to do great at the events. You're going to do great post-event because we're going to bring on some of the winners. And, I don't know if it's going to be the winner every time, but I'm sure potentially could be, but also some other people have great stories from the event. Because like I said, only one person really walks away with 1 or 2 with enough cash. So we focus on that. That's what you guys kind of focus on, is that the laughs and the fun and the fellowship. And, I think it'll be perfect, whatever we kind of end up working out and how you guys kind of fit into the mold here. We kind of merge together in some ways. But send some comments, guys, what you think about having these 2 characters as part of the KAS this year. It should be fun.
I think characters is an apt description for sure.
Yeah, and if you guys are seeing us at any of the events, obviously say hi. If you guys are seeing us on a live stream or on YouTube channel or anything like that, tell us what you guys want to see out of some of these events too, because I think we've had so much. The reason we're doing this is because we've gone to the events, we've had a ton of fun, and we think there's so much opportunity for people who haven't been to an event yet. And this is such a great way to break into the scene. You can see how you stack up against a huge variety of anglers, and everyone's fishing. A lot of people are fishing new water they've never been to. And like I said before, I've never been to one of these events and run into somebody that wasn't like, oh yeah, this is what we're doing today. And, how did yesterday go? Yeah. I picked up this tip, this trick. And then at the end of the event, when you see who won, you'd be like, how did you win with a buzzbait? I didn't even bring one. What are you talking about? And then, the next
shout
event
out
you go
Creek
to,
Crawler.
yes, man. And the next event you go to, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, hey, remember that one time? And especially when you're getting into this for the first time, you just start stacking that knowledge up, and it doesn't happen if you don't go. So that's what like my hope is for a lot of this, is like we get a lot of people just like growing the skill set, feeling more comfortable, having more fun, and then doing more events in the future.
Tournament rookies, like, welcome aboard. That is what to us Kayak Adventure Series is all about, because we'll go to these events and it's all about the vibes. It's having a good time, and like Paul was saying, we'll finish dead middle of the pack, and I'm totally cool with
single time.
aggressively average networks, like
that's right.
It's good for networking too, because so many people have met other people that they fish with now. It's crazy. Like I see, from like the first season, there's like, hey, you want to be my teammate? And then somehow they've been teammates the last 3 seasons.
I think you guys are really, really good. If you've never watched your show, anybody out there listening, then I think you guys are really good at reviewing products, honestly, because you didn't take any sponsorships. The products come to you, so you're not biased any direction. If you want to know a real, true, honest opinion about a product, these guys will say it like it is, and that's honest truth. And so I like that. If you need information on the right battery or motor or kayaks or whatever, you guys were bad talking some bad experiences you had with GoPro one time, and I saw you guys live doing it, and I messaged GoPro and said, let's send these guys the newest one, because that's not true anymore. The old ones had problems, a little bit with some overheating. And I mean, obviously it's electronic, it still can, but it's way better, and the new ones are awesome. And you guys were just giving your honest opinion, and that's why people love your channel. They know there's no fluff, there's no BS. And you guys probably got to get going to your show, but I definitely I'm excited to have you guys on board. And if you get a microphone shoved in your face and a camera at some of these events by these guys, just get ready. It's not going to be any hard questions. Just buckle up, just to laugh and have some fun, because it's going to be a good time this year. So looking forward to having you guys. Any last thoughts?
No, man, same here. We're pumped. Drew, Jake, and the rest of the people in here. Looking forward to seeing you guys at the events. And thanks for having us on. We're excited.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. And stay tuned, because obviously we're still working behind the scenes on what this show is going to be. But it'll be an additional segment compared to this one. Something a little different, a little fun. So stay tuned. We'll drop some more details as soon as we figure it out.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for coming on. It's a soft launch. We told everyone, we prepped them. So, but Perfect. All right. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. See you guys.
Nice. Keeping the show rolling here. All right. You ready? We'll bring in Matt from Marshall County, our host county. What's going on, Matt?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
We're doing good. Just talked to those guys, obviously you heard, and we're excited to have them on board. They'll be at your event. So, we can't wait, man. Now, how do you say your last name? Because I don't think I've ever really pronounced it, so I didn't want to get it wrong. I should have asked you before.
It's Hoovermail.
Hoovermail. Okay.
It sounds like there should be 2 O's, but there's not. So
it does sound like that. So gotcha. All right. So Hoovermail is in the house here, and I went down. It's just funny how things just work out. How they're supposed to, and I needed to go kind of check out some of the places in Indiana anyway, and Jake and I were considering meeting up. You didn't end up making it, Jake, but I went over there, checked out the area, watched the national championship game, and fell in love with the venues, the theater. It's all right there in proximity. Like there's just this perfect thing that we look for. It's we look for this cool, quaint, unique theater where you have the awards. It'd be nice if there's a brewery right next door. It'd be nice if both those were right on the water. Oh, wait.
How
about that? Right? Yeah, you guys have, what is it? The Yellow River Tap House is what it's called?
Yep. It's right across the street from the Reese where you guys are having your awards banquet. Yep. So,
and it's right on the river. So it's pretty cool. The Yellow River, which is right there. And it's going to be a fun event. So let's talk about, I've got a video of the Reese I can pull up actually right here. It should be in our queue here, Jake. I'm going to pull this video up. I actually went and watched the national championship game there. It was super cool. Tell us about this. Hang on.
Yes. Yeah. So the Reese, this was an old theater that had kind of become dilapidated, and a lot of our local community members kind of jumped in and thought, this would be a really cool venue to restore. And over the last 8 years or so, that's exactly what they did, and kind of brought it back to its glory. And kind of what you see now. And it's a really cool deal with the they've got that video wall up there on the stage that
I'll show
just
that.
is a really
actually.
cool setup, and they got a balcony area, and so I've seen a few concerts in there, especially one that was a John Mellencamp tribute band in there, which was kind of cool.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it's just a really cool venue to have. And then, like you said, you got Yellow River Tap right there. We've got River Park Square down, which I think you may be doing some stuff down there as well. So yeah, this whole downtown area is kind of in a revitalization setup, and we're remodeling a old Montgomery Ward building that's going to be our new art center here in town, and we've got a couple other theaters here locally. So yeah, it's just a really cool downtown area, and it's all walkable, so it's great from that standpoint.
Yeah.
You can come downtown and just kind of hang, and that's kind of what we've kind of set ourselves up with.
Nice. Yeah, there's the Yellow River Tap right there. Just to the right on that picture, literally right there, that is start of the bridge. That's the river. And
That is
then
the river.
if we went street view, if you go to the left, just right there, just across that street right there is the which actually was showing it there. It's I don't know why it's not coming up. Usually there it is, the Reese Theater. So that's the theater right there. All those looks like almost solar panels are on this.
It is,
roof.
yeah. They've got solar panels on their roof.
So the Yellow River Tap and Eatery is right here. The river is right here. And what is amazing is none of these downtowns ever have good parking. But guess what, guys? Look at all this parking. This circle parking is right here. So again, we always encourage you guys to drop trailers if you got them, of course. But back at your Airbnb or hotel or wherever. But if not, I think we'll be okay. We're going to figure it out here. We got plenty of parking. Looks like there's even
double spaces there
over here.
You got some parking there. I think you've even got some parking a little north there of the park that may be available over there.
Right. This could be available as well. It's all close.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Super excited about.
There's some really cool places to stay. We've got a Holiday Inn Express in town that's nice. We've got Swan Lake Resort that if you enjoy golf and you have some downtime, that's a great place to go enjoy some time there. We've got some campgrounds in the area if that's what you would prefer to do. So we're just really excited. I know when you came and talked to the Tourism Commission, it wasn't a hard sell to get us involved. And you've got Culver, which we haven't even talked about Culver, which is down by Max, which is going to be probably one of your bigger areas that people will use.
Right here. Yeah, exactly. Right here, Culver.
Max. Yep. And you've got some really cool restaurants down there. You've got Lake House. You've got Papa's. You've got an Italian restaurant, Lucretia's down there. So there's some really cool restaurants down there that are really good food and reasonabably priced.
Yeah, this is great. You guys, look at this. Yeah, guys, that's a fisherman's kind of meal right there.
Little steak and potatoes going on.
You gotta eat fish. You gotta eat fish on tournament day. You gotta assert.
We gotta make a trip. We gotta.
I'm not the fisherman in my family. My wife is the fisherman in the family. Her family used to go up to Rice Lake up in Canada every year and get dropped off in the backwoods and be stuck. And they had to survive on the fish they caught. So
I want to do that so bad.
Yeah. They did that for years, and she's threatened that she's going to take me up there, but we haven't done that yet. So
you got to go for sure. I know.
Yeah.
You also I was showing the Coons Lake Brewery that was there in town too. I don't know if you know much.
Yeah, that is a new. I'll get you some details on that. That actually has recently changed names. It's now Rips. But
really?
It's great. It's a great place, and they are busy all the time. So that's just a sign that the food's good as well. So a lot of cool restaurants. We've got Brass Rail downtown. We've got Christo's for breakfast, and they do all the meals, so you can catch them there. We've got La Paz Diner, which is up north a little bit. So if they're going to fish up in the northern part of the county, they can catch a restaurant up there as well. So just a lot of options just in this one little area. You can even go down to Argus and go to the Break Room Tap. That's another cool place that Jill, who was in that meeting with us when you came and talked to the board, she owns that one. So a lot of great places to choose from.
was a good time meeting you guys in person. It was just really cool to be like in front of a panel that just really got it. You just understood, like, we're just here to share, your town and the county and share all the resources that you guys have been blessed with the world. And, these anglers here that are all online now and that come to the events, they've really all bought into it, kind of Jake and I built here, just the fact that we always go to cool and unique and new places. And that's, with fishing, here's what's interesting. Golf is sort of similar, and you're a golfer, so you'll get this. Yeah. There's really only one course that's so good. We can go there every year, and it's different, and it's just special. And that's Augusta National. So in bass fishing, we have a few of those. We do. For kayak fishing, the Susquehanna River is one. For the other bass boat world, Lake Fork is one. They got a few that no one's really going to complain. But the reality is, fish are just creatures of habit, and they're going to live where they're always going to live, in the same kind of areas where the bait's going to be. They don't really. It's like it. So once the puzzle's been solved, then it kind of, after you go there again and again and again, it's kind of like everyone kind of knows, especially with the internet sharing information these days. Someone puts a YouTube video, it's kind of like, now we kind of all know how that fishery is kind of, how it's all going to go down, how it's going to be solved. So it's so having this new format and getting to meet new folks like you guys at Marshall County and fish your waters is great, because now these anglers have a brand new puzzle to solve, and it's new to them and exciting. And again, I mean, adventure is in our name, right? We want them to explore and adventure. You can't really explore and adventure if you're going back to the exact same lakes over and over. And if you're a golfer, you're going to get this. My probably favorite thing in golf is playing a brand new course. Is that not very true for most golfers? Just, I want to see a new course. I want to play new course.
Sure. You want a new challenge. And if you're playing the same golf course day after day after day, which is fine, you do that with your buddies and all of your guys around home. But to be able to get out and play different golf courses, that's the same thing you guys are looking at, is getting around. And, you find your favorites. And, we're hoping that maybe once you guys get the waters here and see it, that, maybe we get into a rotation at some point where, hey, every 5 years or so, we see you guys again. And but we're just excited about the opportunity to have everybody with us down here or up here, I guess. And let you guys see what we have to offer. I guess it depends. It could be coming from everywhere.
Could be.
But no, we're super excited. And I hopefully you saw it when you were with us, that we're thrilled to have you. And I'm excited to put it behind you. And
awesome.
I think we're even going to do some kind of a bounty at some point. I don't know how that's going to work.
We can talk. So, we are going to, we're going to do that bounty. Let's tell them about it.
Yeah. So my wife and I, along with Mark DeMore, who owns Lake House Grill over in Culver, we're going to put up a $500 bounty. And then I believe if you can prove that you've stayed in Marshall County
in the
county itself, the highest finishing person that has stayed here in Marshall County will get a $500 bonus.
Yep. And Leon County's doing that for us, the Tallahassee. So that's great. Yeah. And I think other counties are going to start doing that. It's the county. I got to make a graphic still, guys, but it's going to be called the County Bounty. And it's just something that we thought made a lot of sense this year. You guys get the extra money. And I think you guys will certainly end up hopefully in that rotation. Could be a Pinehurst or Oakmont. You just kind of end up.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
In the rotation, right?
Yep.
So
for sure.
And then we'll just be back there. Let a little time go by. Every 3-4 years, you just roll back in. The demand's built back up, and then of course we'll try to always go at a different time of year, even though it'd be 3 or 4 years in between. We'll try to go at a different time of year. Go in the fall. Go in the middle of the summer instead of April. And now it is a whole new challenge again and puzzle because fish do move, seasonally. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll get together offline. And right now, I think we don't really have a Wednesday welcome dinner. I think maybe that Kuntz Lake Brewery was just on there as a placeholder. But we're going to find the best spot to have our Wednesday welcome dinner. And maybe it is somewhere down in Culver. Maybe a lot of guys might stay down there, and that might make sense too. It's not that far from Plymouth anyway. Yeah. So.
You're not anywhere from Plymouth out, like Culver, you're about 15, 20 minutes. You go down to Argus, you're maybe 10, 15 minutes. So, all right. Northern part of the county. Yeah, you're not very far any way you go. Plymouth is kind of a good central location.
All right, good. I'm excited because I saw that food at that restaurant. I'm thinking, man, if we can make that or Wednesday welcome dinner, that'd be nice. And if it's too pricey, maybe we won't go there, but we'll see. It should be.
We'll figure
one of those places.
We'll get together online. We'll get you set up somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna have our our Bash You brunch on Friday morning. We might just do that, I think, at the Yellow River Tap. But all those details kind of evolve and get changed online. Mainly what we're talking about today is just the area in general with these anglers, and you guys, just thank you for having us, and we'll see you there, and we'll bring you on stage, and you can say a few words as well at the theater. Someone representing, whether you can make it to the opening ceremonies or the closing at the theater. Either one will have you there, and we can just thank you in person. So
sounds
really
good.
appreciate you. And anything else you can think of, Matt or Jake, about Marshall County?
No, I'm good right now, but we're excited to have you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. And we will catch you, I guess, offline, and we'll get some of these other few details figured out.
Thanks
again.
Thanks, guys.
All right. See ya.
Yep.
All right. Cool. There we go. Jake Cook, man. He boy, what a trip, man. I want to talk about Florida, but I can't. We don't have time. Jake drove all the stuff down there, and we definitely learned. Remember Jeff and Paul talking about learning and going there and just having fun? Well,
I learned that I am glad I trusted my gut on that one.
And didn't go, yeah. I mean, you can't control the weather for sure, and all you control is just how you react to a tough situation with weather. I told Jake Cook, because no one's catching much of anything. I was like, hey, man, this isn't the most fun event we've ever had in terms of catching fish, but we're going to look back on this and laugh about what a cool trip this was, a few weeks or months from now. It was fun. It was cool. We stayed at a unique house with a friend of mine, Captain Wormy, the airboat captain. Trust me, it was quite the trip, man. But anyway, there we go. Veteran angler. Yeah, buddy. What's up, man? Maybe we'll be still going to rock the canoe this year. Probably. But let's get the next.
Canoe. It was like we've seen a couple canoes, but he's definitely been the most prominent one.
Yeah, for sure. Next segment, we're going to talk about our charity raffle kayak. It's Old Town at this event. Old Town's going to be donating not just any kayak. This isn't like the one? It's that one, not the exact
PDL Pro.
But yeah, the PDL 120 PDL Pro, right?
Yeah. So this is their flagship now, I guess. It's the PDL that everyone liked, the 120, but they took it and they upgraded it. They made a ton of changes, way more spacious. It's super stable.
First,
look at
that.
In the PDL Pro, we put
it's probably the most so I've got a Pro Angler 12, and I felt way more confident in this thing than that, which is surprising.
And honestly, the thing I like most about this kayak,
I'm not short, so
a selling point.
I'm impressed that they are donating this model to our charity raffle. That's impressive because last year I think they gave a paddle kayak. And again, Jake, you're able to talk about this because you're kind of new to the team over there at Old Town. And Ryan Lilly wanted to come on. He's been on in the past. Last 2 years he's been on talking about Old Town with us. So we just thought, hey, we'll just have Jake talk about it, show off some of your videos, talk about this boat, because we're trying to really do the best we can to raise money for the ACA and for people that want to get certified, right? So people that want to get certified in kayak fishing instruction and safety by the ACA, we're going to cover your costs for these classes. And there's actually one in April in Florida. So anybody coming to that Tallahassee event, especially those of you who live in Florida, you guys can, we can hopefully raise some money and maybe even send someone to that class already in April. And then, Jake, I haven't told you this, but I talked to the ACA. We're going to have Andrea White from the ACA on. Joff is going to be on as well from the ACA, and Jeff Little on one of our shows, guys. And we're going to talk about our plan. If you want to get certified, why not just do it at Broodstock? After Broodstock is over on Sunday, it's free. It's a couple 2-3 day certification. This is not, but we're going to pay probably $1,000-something in total to have you guys whoever, like maybe 6, 7 to up to 10 of you guys that we can support with these raffles, take these classes to get certified. So why not do it together with all your friends at Broodstock, right? I mean, and this kayak here and all the ones that are being donated are going to be a way to do that. Now, why are we doing this, guys? One. It's a good, it's worth a lot. I mean, what's the retail price on this?
Right here, 36 this is the EPDL Pro. So this is the same. It just got the EPDL. Let me see. I think it's
got, right. We want just the regular. Was that it?
No. I think I passed.
But all right, while you're looking for that, so why are we doing this, guys? Why are we choosing the ACA as our charity? Because too many kayak anglers are dying out there because they don't understand paddling, paddle strokes, safety. They're in a paddle craft. I understand it's powered by electricity for many of us, but either way, you can fall out of these things easily. And you need to still understand how to use your paddle in conjunction with your motor. Mine is always on my lap. I'm pushing off stuff. I'm correcting. Motors can't do everything. And you need to understand the safety about being in a small watercraft how to handle certain things. And the ACA is obviously accredited organization, long-standing nonprofit that understands, this sport better than anybody. So getting more of you guys out there certified, you're going to be better anglers because you understand boat positioning, boat control, and safety, and you're going to save your life more than likely in certain situations. I know it certainly has for me. I thought I knew everything because I came from Jackson Kayak, right? I knew how to whitewater kayak even before I teamed up with Jackson Kayak back when I got into this kayak fishing thing and designed the Kusa. But then I'm around whitewater kayakers nonstop. I think I'm this expert, this best paddler, especially compared to a lot of the other kayak anglers, sure. But no, dude, when you take these classes, you're going to learn stuff that you didn't even understand, you didn't even know. Like, there's a lot of kayak anglers that still, it's simple stuff, hold their paddle upside down or backwards, and they don't wear their life jackets properly. They've never even tried to re-enter their kayak what happens if they fall out. We're trying to save lives with these raffle kayaks this year, guys. So if you consider yourself someone of, like a figure in the community, right? Like a prominent figure in the kayak community in your home area, reach out to us. We'll probably put a form on the website and have you fill it out that you would love to be considered for one of these scholarships. And hopefully we get 10, 15, 20 people that want to do it. And we can obviously have to choose, right? So anyway, Andrea is actually in here from the ACA. I'm going to be on her show as well. I think March 18th, talking more about it. And they're going to come on our show. So anyway, you'll be way better. Trust me. Yeah.
We're giving away our biggest kayak ever because the PDL Pro value-wise, $3,600. So
dude, if we don't raise $3,000 for this thing, I'm going to be bummed. That should help cover.
An awesome platform. Like it is. One thing Old Town does extremely well is you just buy it and it's ready to go. Like, it's got horizontal rod storage. You don't even need to put a motor. It's got a pedal drive. Like, you literally buy it, take it to the lake and catch fish. There's no preparation needed on these kayaks.
Yeah, that's right. And Perfect Level's saying he needs the ACA certification. So don't forget, guys, that certification is great for whoever wants to get certified and go, to those levels. However, most of you guys watching this don't need that. You just need to take the class from, the people that get certified. The $100 just to get taught a lot of this stuff. So it's super inexpensive for most of you guys out there to take the class. But we need more teachers. We need more teachers that really understand the proper things to teach and how to teach. And that's what the ACA is teaching. They're teaching the teachers. So, we'll figure this out. We're going to get this all figured out, and we're going to try to start offering some classes from those of us that are already certified, be it your Jeff Little, Dustin Hoy, Ross Snyders, Chuck Earls, Jameson Reddings, anyone who's at these events. We are looking to hold some on Sundays. So if you wanted to spend like the $100 to go and get trained, instructed in this stuff, not certified in the ACA, but just instructed, stuff that you just need to know. And because anglers are the ones who are going to be teaching you, right? Your Russ Snyders, your Jeff Littles, they're going to be teaching you, I may do some as well, stick around on Sundays, but we're going to teach you when to use this paddle stroke and why does this help you and help me catch more and bigger fish. Okay. So you're going to become a better angler with these classes as well as a safer angler. So anyway,
we sell tickets for that at the event. In the past, we've done online too, where you could buy it ahead of time. I don't know that we have that set up right now, but that might be something we do. But keep an eye out.
Yeah,
but if you're coming to an event, it's super, super straightforward. We literally just sell the tickets there.
We will send. I actually have we'll put a link online to at the Bash U Brunch section, or not the Bash U Brunch. Sorry, the of the raffle kayak section, we'll put a link there, and that link only goes to the raffle ticket. So when you submit it, when I look in the back end, I just see a list of how much you've submitted, and that tells me how many raffle tickets to tell the person to give you guys at the awards. You'll get them on Saturday when you come back, because that's the last thing we do in the Reese Theater at the end of this event. It'll be raffling that kayak off. So we'll know how many raffle tickets you have. You don't need to keep up with them if you get them on Thursday or Friday or whatever, because we're not going to give them to you. You just buy them all, and then you go and you get the amount on Saturday, and then we read off the ticket, and someone will be really happy. So, all right. Moving on. Let's talk to some anglers. If you're ready, Jake. Do you want to say anything else about Old Town, or is that kind of covered on that kayak?
Covered it. I just, people need to just, it's a good kayak. It's a good one. So that's all I got.
Good kayak, and good folks over there. Good people. I mean, they see what we're doing. They see how hard we work and how hard we try, and that we care. And we appreciate the fact they've supported us now for their third year in a row. So
yeah,
awesome guys. Let's bring in some anglers and talk. Let's just talk. Yeah, there we go. Talk about the eligible water. What's up, boys? We got two of you guys in there. Merlin might come in later. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're going to talk to Ryan here and Josh. I think we're on the wrong thing here. Where's your name? There we go. We're on the wrong thing. But yeah, we're going to Ryan and Josh. You guys are in Indiana, obviously. But first I'll introduce actually, Ryan, you can better introduce yourself than I can, honestly, because I just met you at the Columbus Fishing Expo. Thanks to Josh actually bringing me over there. So tell everyone a little bit about yourself, kind of where you're from, and then we'll get into some of the water.
Yeah, I'm Ryan. I've been kayak fishing since 2017. Just here in Indiana mostly. I did some of the KBF stuff, like the national championships for a few years, and then I kind of grew up northern Indiana, so I know these waters. Right now I live just outside of Indy, so yeah, it's kind of a little bit about myself.
Nice, man. Nice. Josh, we will, I can introduce you, buddy. So if you guys don't know Josh, he has done a lot with, kayak fishing over the last few years, and smallmouth in particular, not so much even kayak fishing, but, co-host of the Smalley Talk podcast, one of the owners of the Sheegan brand that we all know and love. And of course, you'll be back on the show probably to talk about the, Sheegan's Braun Quest, the Northwoods Braun Quest up there in that Marinette area right there on the border of the Upper Peninsula and Wisconsin. So that's going to be a great event there. But anyway, you guys make great stuff. You're always just super positive and a geek like we all are about these fish. And you're in Indiana, so you know a little bit about some of these waters. There's nobody I could bring on the show. Nobody. Ryan, you're probably the closest one that really knows anything about all the waters. Everyone just kind of knows a little bit about maybe one of those lakes or rivers or maybe two. So I think we got the right people here. And if Merlin comes on, he can chime in too. But I'll pull up the map if that's the best way to do it. So is that the best way to do it, is pull up the map and start kind of going over the water?
I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. Pull up the map.
Oh, yeah.
Let's drop some pins, baby.
Yeah. All right. I've got I think I have it pulled up here. Is this the right map? I think I may have pulled up the wrong. No, pulled up the wrong map. Let me go to the other tab here. Hang tight. One of these, I'm pretty sure I had it already set up. I may have messed it up. I'll have to redo it. So what we will do instead is go to the website, and then you guys can see how to navigate this on your own. So you go down here and you can see the map is right here. So this is very important on this map. For this event is unlike any other that we've ever really had before, but we're going to have more like this year. And basically we have the map here, and we can see it's you can read it's all public lakes and ponds inside Marshall County lines. And the following outside of Marshall County. So inside Marshall County is that square you see right there. Marshall County is this nice square. So anything you find in there that's public water, it's a treasure hunt, guys. Anything you find in there that's public water, I don't care if it's 4 acres. It doesn't matter. That's legal. But we're not going to drop those pins, Josh. So don't worry. We're not dropping pins on every little, because those, to me, those little ponds are like the creek, guys. That's why we never drop pins. And we never make it a creek and eligible water listed over there under the rivers, really, because we don't want to kind of call them out. They're too small, so sensitive. So you guys explore that square, and then the ones outside are Manitou, Bass Lake, Kuntz, and Worcester. Kuntz is actually part in the boundary. The rivers is the same thing. All rivers and creeks inside Marshall County lines and outside of the county lines on the following: Tippecanoe, Yellow River, where it goes out of the county. Tippecanoe's in the county a little bit. St. Joseph's River and the Elkhart. So, and you'll see we have boundaries for those. So let's now click on this right here. It says click for full size map. We're going to click on that. You guys, I encourage you to do that. It makes it a lot easier. I'm going to share that tab that just opened up, and now we're going to get into it. So, what do you want to start? Rivers or lakes?
Do rivers.
Rivers. All right. So the little guy go north. We'll start north
there with the St. Joseph, because that's the one I feel like people are kind of like. I don't really know anything about it, but like I've always heard it's a good river, so I'm surprised more people aren't talking about that river.
Yeah, I mean it's got it's got a lot of interesting stuff. So, Ryan, you fished the St. Joe's?
I have, yes. It's a good river. It's one of those rivers where you can get a 4-pound smallmouth, and the next cast you should get a 4-pound largemouth to follow it up. So it's one of the rivers that plays well for both largemouth and smallmouth guys.
Cool. And there's your upstream boundary, by the way. So we were considering not putting this in. We're trying to, obviously, we got the county bounty. We're focusing on staying in Marshall County, and we love it, obviously, if it's one in that county. But this was too close. This is just to show you how cool Plymouth is. You're only like 25 minutes from South Bend, Indiana, guys. Like 20, you're not far at all. So we figured, okay, it's not very far away. It's going to be like 30, 40 minutes, probably this ramp here. So that's your upstream, or downstream, sorry, it's flowing north, downstream launch boundary. And all the way upstream is over here by Elkhart, right here on the St. Joe's. So you're not getting this upper headwaters. You're getting these like pools, these little lake pools right here. It's not a ton of free flowing. You got some free flowing here, but yeah, we will see. I can see big largemouth being there as well, because like you said, this is kind of a lake right here. It's still called the St. Joseph's River, I think, right? It's not called a lake right there. So it's going to be, I think, potentially a player. I think some people are going to fish this one. And then over here, you got again, we're trying to keep you guys at 45 minutes or less from this year from our host city. And so this is the kind of that mark on the Elkhart River. So again, this upstream launch boundary here and this downstream launch boundary here, you can launch there and still float or paddle, whatever motor, as far as you want. This direction is too. This is flowing downstream this direction into the St. Joe. So keep that in mind. You can still access all this water here, but you just got to do it from these ramps. But yeah, Elkhart River, it's a little smaller. It goes south kind of towards the direction of Plymouth, kind of to the south, and then eventually peters off starts heading off to the west, where we put a boundary.
A little bit shallower, perhaps. It's hard to tell with the frame rate, but
yep.
I always look for rivers where you can't jet boat, and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Where I want to be.
Exactly. Yeah, this is it. I'll slow down a little bit. So this is kind of a smaller size river. Anybody, Ryan, you fished this one before?
I'm actually not too familiar with the Elkhart.
Okay. Well, we know it flows into, in the section you guys are fishing is obviously down here a little bit more towards the St. Joe's. So I think this could be a player as well. We'll see. I mean, it's got to have, probably similar quality fish as the St. Joe's, right? So we got a couple nice rivers up north. And then as we move our way down further south, I actually forgot to mark the Yellow River right there in the middle of town, but I guess I kind of did it with this yellow star in a way. That's the Reese Theater, or that's on the wrong spot, but whatever. Yellow Star is our town. That's downtown. That's the Plymouth right here. So the Yellow River runs right through it, and then it goes through the whole county. And then it comes out of the county and goes over here, and this is your boundary downstream. So I don't know. Probably haven't fished the Yellow River, Ryan or Josh, but as you can see, it dumps out right here in this little rapid and kind of gets sandy all the way to that flows into the Kankakee. Is that what it's called, Jake?
Kankakee River, yeah.
Kankakee, yeah. Yeah. So you guys probably don't have much experience with that one, right?
A little bit. There's a lot of pike.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kankakee definitely has smallmouth. So if
Yeah.
the yellow's connected to it, I'm sure there's smallmouth in the yellow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's smallmouth and then the yellow, but like I said, there's also a lot of pike. So if you use anything flashy, it's probably gonna get stolen.
Yeah, right. It's true. Actually, and I know I didn't mark it because it's inside this square. Inside the square, we didn't really need to mark anything because it's all inbounds. So it's just about the size of the Elkhart River, maybe a little smaller, I would say. Obviously, we just have a little bit of the headwaters of Elkhart in it. So similar size. As you get down, it gets bigger towards the Kankakee, guys. And I think it's, again, I don't know how many miles this is, but I'll tell you this. When we get to the Tippy right here, Tippy Canoe, the upstream launch boundary is here, almost to Warsaw. And the downstream launch boundary is here, Winnemac. Can anyone guess how many miles of river that is? Anyone out there? Because look how windy this is, guys. Look at this.
I'm going to say
Pretty windy.
83 miles.
Well, I didn't measure it exactly, but it was pretty much around there, around 75. And it probably, with all the bends, it could be. Yeah, it's around. So you got a lot of miles. So if you consider that the Yellow River is up here, right, all the way through and all the way over to here, you're probably looking at, 45, 50 miles of the Yellow River. So tons of miles there and tons of miles on the Tippy. The Tippy, I know, gets a lot more attention, right, Josh? Like further down below, like these lakes, before it dumps into the Wabash.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean
right there.
most of the pressure on that is going to be downstream of Freeman and Schaefer, so which that's not in bounds unless you want to
right.
Unless you want to measure down about 50 miles of river towards a couple lakes and dams. But
dude, if you had a flux jet, you could do it, right?
Yeah. It's a lot smaller up. I actually haven't fished it way up there, but it's a lot smaller than it is downstream. And you can put a jet on it. You especially in the spring, you might see some jets on that section of the river, but it's just a lot narrower than it is down lower.
Is that eelgrass, you think?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of grass in the summertime on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are pike in the Tippy as well. So
sign me up.
Yeah.
Ready to lose some lures.
Some islands. And it looks cool. Looks cool for sure. Definitely going to be another one that could play. So all these so far, I think, could definitely be players in this event. It loops over here, so it goes almost right back to next to the border of the county, because it just hugs the south side of the county and actually goes through the county over here. So you got all this over here in the upper. I mean, it's quite the contrast from this upper section here, guys, all the way over to Warsaw. Like where I have the upstream boundary. It's like a creek here. You know what I mean? Just a little creek. Where's the? Man, this isn't giving me my. I think because I'm logged in is why it's doing this, but it doesn't give me that little street view. Street view. I was going to go to. I can measure here. I was going to pull up the street view and we could see a picture of the what it looks like from some of these bridges. But launch anywhere publicly, and have fun. It looks like.
I think it maintains its size decently all the way down through like Winnemac.
Yeah.
I'm sure it gets smaller, but it's not. It's definitely not a bigger river. It's a kayak river for sure. It's kind of has that feel to it. So
yep. And there's this state park right here. So you got this Tippecanoe River State Park. So yeah, that's the rivers other than creeks. Now, do you guys think any creeks will play in this event? Not only because I don't see a ton of them on the map, but also it's April 24th and 25th. Pretty early in the season. Might be some colder water in the rivers and the creeks and the lakes. So I'm interested to see how that plays. I think winning fish could come from either one, but do you guys think that the lakes could be a few degrees warmer because they're, still bodies of water and maybe that tips the scales? I don't know.
Not only
Ryan?
that, it's going to depend on the rainfall that time of year too. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's true.
If I had to pick one, like if I could only fish 1 week all year in Indiana for smallmouth, that would be that'd be on my top 3 weeks. The kind of the last week of April, you picked the right time for sure. It can be volatile with the rain and that sort of thing. So we'll see. But if it doesn't get blown out, which God knows we haven't got, more than maybe a half inch of rain in 2 years. So I mean, if it blows out, that's going to be just, God telling us not to go on the rivers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it should be like the type of fishing it is going to be like, chatterbait, swim bait, that moving bait type of stuff. Like it's going to be a pretty fun time to fish. You're not going to have to like go grind out in like low and clear water type of stuff. So if you're fishing the rivers anyways, it's going to be a pretty fun time to go fish. So
nice. Very cool. Merlin, welcome to the show, man. I was busy looking at the map on my other tab. I didn't even know you were in. So that's cool. The weather could be a factor, right, guys? Because it is April 20. You could easily, I mean, I haven't lived in Northeast Ohio super long, but I'm kind of on the same longitude or latitude, and you could still have some really freaking cold weather that time of year. So it's gonna be interesting to see how weather is really going to play into this event. But I wanted to make sure we go, even the Juniata River tournament, the Juniata Regatta later in the year. It's always August and September, or July, August, September. We go to the Susquehanna. I thought, man, I really want to come when they're just munching, and it's like maybe there's some more stained water, and you got a risk of a little bit more blown out situations or something. But I thought the same thing with a northern, like an Indiana event. Like, man, it is the right time. There's no doubt about it. You're hitting them like pre-spawn. They're about to spawn, and they are just going to be munching. If we get all the conditions right, we're going to have some fun. What about the lakes, guys? Should we go to the lakes here and see what you think?
I definitely think
Ryan,
I think there's going to be some sneaky lakes in this one for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I'm surprised how many of the lakes have smallmouth. That's the thing that surprises me.
So let's start up here.
There's a lot of natural lakes up in the northern part of the state. That's very different from like when you think of central to southern Indiana. We have like no natural lakes. Up north, there's definitely quite a few.
Definitely glacial area up there. Nice.
I like that. I mean, I think it creates like these natural lakes create some good. When man makes a lake, trust me, it wasn't meant to be there. They're never that good. The only way they're good is if they let grass grow in them, and we never do because they're not made for fishing first. They're made for recreation or for water. Of course, power, water, and then recreation. They care about and homeowners and docks and stuff before us. But these natural lakes are not so much. They just usually they leave them kind of be. They don't like spray and kill stuff too much. So that's good for us, right? For fishing. So this one here is called Worcester Lake. It's on Potato Creek Nature Center. Do people call this Potato Creek Lake sometimes, or they call it Worcester? I don't know.
I mean, it's both, but I think it's mainly Worcester.
Okay, cool. Because all I see is so much Potato Creek, and then right here you zoom in, you can see it's Worcester. But it looks like, and there have been some tournaments here, some local club tournaments. So some people might have familiarity with this one particular lake, and it does look like it's got a fair amount of grass in some areas of it. So again, like I'm talking about these natural lakes, they're awesome. I mean, so
somebody's
anyway.
winning in Potato Creek. I'm calling it.
It's got potential. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The actual
creek. This one right here. The actual creek. Someone's going up this Potato Creek.
Pretty tiny.
Yeah, that looks pretty tiny. But yeah, so if you go back, I mean, people aren't dumb. They're going to go look and see any research on Worcester Lake and Grubby or Indiana kayak anglers, whoever's been there, I don't know. And they're going to see the standings. So tell us, you guys just want to tell us what's won, or do you know what's won at this lake before? Is it like 90, 95, 92? I mean, do we know?
The Grubby series last year definitely had some pretty solid totals in the 90s. So it's definitely
nice. So it's one that could be a player. So the thing is, man, like even though that's true, and somebody might be like, "Oh, I'm going to go there because I've, caught a decent limit." They also don't know that compared to all these other lakes. You know what I mean? Now, which one's the best? They don't know that. So that'll be interesting to see how that Worcester Lake plays. We'll do the lakes out of the county first, and then we'll talk about some of the big ones in the county. So this is Koontz Lake. Does anyone know anything about Koontz Lake? I don't know.
It's a numbers lake for sure. There are some big bass in there, but you're gonna have to go through numbers to reach the big ones in there.
Okay. Man-made structure looks like plenty of it, like docks and
plenty of boat docks, plenty of all that. So some grass,
a little bit, some
kind
grass.
of depending on areas. So
yeah, some interesting stuff on this lake, and could be a player. You got access right here. There may be another access, but at least one right here. So that's Koontz. We're moving right along here. Again, if they have a boat ramp symbol, they're a lake. If they've got a paddler, kayaker, it's a river or creek. This is Bass Lake, so I think people are going to be attracted to it by the name. But
but it only has
a party lake for sure. We're hitting this one in the spring, so it shouldn't be that busy. But it's there's a lot of it's definitely more of a recreational lake for sure. But
yeah, and it's known for toothy critters. So
all right,
yeah, good walleye in there. So if you want to catch a dinner, there's good walleye there.
Is that a musky lake?
Yeah,
that's what I thought I've heard.
I've heard that, and then a few of the other ones up in that area are definitely musky lakes.
This is Manitow. Does anyone ever do tournaments on Manitow, like a local tournament?
Yep.
Okay, so some people might know about this one. Some grass down there. What do you guys think about this lake? Some canals, some man-made structure. Again,
love hate with this one for me. So
yeah. That one is I've finished all right in it, and I've had some tough times too. So there's definitely big fish in there. I've caught 20s out of it. So
there's a little creek that comes out of it. All right, so it's got potential. I think any of these lakes this time of year, in the spring when the fish are dumb and the pre-spawn, the biggest ones are feeding up heavily. Any one of these lakes could definitely be a player. So. Because again, you got to think about it. If more people are on one lake, it splits up potentially your number, right? More people are on it, so you could go to a lake that's less pressured. Maybe it isn't quote unquote, the best lake or whatever, but it might be a winning lake when just two of you guys are on it or something. You know what I mean? So you never know because
I feel like a lot of these northern lakes, you're going to have a lot of numbers, and you're going to have to weed through a lot of fish to get to the ones you're looking for. So.
Hey, look, man, there's about yeah, there's 242 people that fished Kissimmee last week, and you were one of them, Merlin. So and you cashed a check. So congratulations to you, buddy. That they are unlike I was one fish short of a limit at 9, and I still got 36 placed out of 242. That tells you how rough it was.
You got to grind, man. And then he went out there and grinded.
That's right. That's right. He ground. Merlin ground. He ground as good as about anybody to cash a check in that one. But if you got 10 fish, you got a check basically. But the point is, what Merlin's saying is, this event, guys, is going to be. You're going to be catching fish. You're going to be catching fish. So you may not. That's at least fun to catch fish. Even if you don't win, you still end up in 37th place. If you're catching fish, you're usually still having a pretty good time. So. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear we're going to catch numbers. That's awesome. This is that one that the Max
one. Like Max.
It's a pretty
big smallmouth, right?
Yeah, this is one where you can get both largemouth and smallmouth. One thing I would say about this lake though is for the launch, if you can, try and find like a launch buddy or a way to shuttle, because there's not much room there, and they get really finicky with parking. And if you park too close to the street or anything like that, you'll probably end up getting ticketed.
I wonder if there's any places to like. Well, look at this little lake on the side. Here's the access right here. Is there another access?
Not that I know of. Unless you want to talk to Culver, there's a military academy / school there. They might allow you to use their area. And I think there's a park somewhere on one of the shores where you might be able to park and drag a kayak.
Drag it in.
Yeah.
Maybe over here. Maybe,
I forgot which shore. It's more by where the actual town of Culver is, where there's a fishing pier, and there's Yep. There's a little park there area to where you might be able to get a kayak there.
Yeah, the visitor center. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, KAS rules as long as it's public, and maybe that helps spread some people out that we can find a park or some public road that, again, these natural lakes, they don't all have like rivers flowing in them, so you can't just like put it at the bridge, and go motor into the lake, because there's not really a real true. I'm not seeing a real true river. It's just, but this one here this would be the closest thing over here. But this, I don't even know if this is public. But again, this is actually a good point to bring up. If you find smaller lakes like this in the county, you got to do your research, guys, and make sure that it's public. So if you want to like put in this little road right here and get into that lake, you got to make sure that that's, well, first of all, you may not be able to make it, but just make sure it's public and to launch there and legal. So don't forget. But yeah, that's max. So there's smallmouth in there and largemouth, and it definitely reminds me of the lake that the broodstock was one that Alex Miller won that broodstock live scoping. I
brought it up, that I was like, uh-oh, here we go again, because I went and did photography at that lake, and it was literally just like a big spoon out of the earth, which literally what that is.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've been bringing fish from Lake Erie and dumping them in there like they were the other lakes. So.
Yeah. You're going to give somebody some ideas. Now, this chain of lakes right here is called, I don't even know what it's called. I'm just going to call it the Chief Menominee chain, because they all have individual names, but I don't know do you guys know what it's called? Is there a name to this?
What are the lakes on the right side of that?
They're all it's like Cook and Holum and Myers and Lawrence Lake. It's like this chain, and there's one here that's called, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but
yeah.
But there's a public boat ramp here that gets you into all of them. But I do know this lake here is private, so I can also tell you guys that right now. Lake Latonka is private. You cannot launch there and fish that lake. If you do your research, you'll learn that. But all the rest here are public, and they're connected. And there's a lot of grass. I mean, they look really cool. I mean, honestly, you can move into all these lakes. You got options if you launch there. You're not like stuck to one lake. You can just keep moving around all these canals that connect them all. It's just really, look at that. It's just really unique. I doubt anyone has any experience here, but maybe, do you guys know anything about these, or is this going to be the big unknown? You got to go figure it out. It's another access.
Those will be some figure it out ones for sure.
Yeah, it'll be a figured out one, and those could be some sleeper areas where not too many people might not know about it. So,
yeah. Hey, you could combine this with the Yellow River. You know what I mean? Like in a day of fishing easily. Look at that. It's right here. I'm going to go fish the river. Oh, you know what? I'm going to float down and pop into these lakes. So it could be a combo. Hedge your bets. All right. Well, cool. Those look interesting. And then right above it, you got, is that water? Can't tell. No. I mean, it is water here. I guess it is water right there.
There you go. Winning fish. I think that is water. I think it's just covered in
water.
It
is.
Just shallowy lake, maybe.
Jim Bob's farm pond is taking it all.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty Lake is what this one's called. So it looks like a public lake here. I don't see any reason why it's not.
I know there's a couple pretty lakes in Indiana. I know one is private. I'm not sure if it's one in Plymouth or if it's the one in LaGrange County. So
maybe this is private. I don't know. I actually don't even know if this one's public or private, but you have to do your research. Yeah, it might be private. But I'm not going to put I don't know what that is. Flat Lake, probably. But do your research. Go and figure it out. We got more lakes here. I'm going to show you guys the biggest ones. We got Lake of the Woods up here. This one you can tell is kind of that same sort of sand, and it drops off these like natural kind of bluer water looking lakes. So it's got some docks, some man-made structure. Any thoughts on this one? There's a campground here.
A lot of those northern lakes too. What's nice is they're all going to have a lot of depth on them if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Looks too small for anyone to ever have a tournament there, so you probably don't know much about it. But again, it's one of the bigger ones, so I wanted to show it off. I think I kind of covered. I mean, there's probably some other lakes that I don't even see yet. I mean, I know there are other like lakes and ponds, but figure them out. Maybe they have resources somewhere on the website that even show what all ponds, smaller lakes and ponds are public. Because I mean, you can just keep going. If you switch the layer, the layer, you could switch it and you could find all the water. Obviously, that's private, but you could just look for every single piece of water in that county and just figure it out. Oh, I just moved our thing. How do I undo? Moved our square. There we go. We're back, I think, in the correct. See, I'm in the thing that I can edit right now. That's what it's kind of making this funky. All right, guys, that's it. I think that's the lakes, and those are the rivers. So, you guys got any guesses on what? Given this is a 1.5-day tournament, Friday afternoon. Let me stop sharing that screen, and obviously all day Saturday. What are you guys thinking? We've never had a tournament won with less than 90. And that was because of a flooded Susquehanna River 1-day shootout. So, I mean, are we looking at 90, 95? That's what I'm saying. We never had one less than 90. You had 90. Ryan Parker did.
Yeah. I'd say you'll stay above 90 on this one.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 93, the same as last Midwestivus.
Yeah, the 2-day, 1.5-day thing with 5 fishes. I know if you guys from Indiana haven't fished any of these kayak adventure series ones, that it definitely changes your mentality. The first one that I fished, I was like trying to get a limit on Friday, and then I realized afterwards I was like, that didn't matter at all, really.
Well, you replaced all your fish, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean it you end up, if you do well, you really are just after like a couple ones, a couple fish that you'll keep. So it's the threshold for what could win a tournament like this is definitely higher because you have 2 days to catch 5 total.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be disingenuous to say, like 100 inches. I don't think we'll see a century belt here, but I think it's possible. If I was putting my money on it, I would say you better have 95 if you think you're going to have a shot. Yeah. Especially that time of year. Like 519s, that's somebody's going to catch that for sure.
That time of year. I mean, Ohio was one with 96.5, right? I mean, so I think I think it was 96 and 3/4, 96 something. So if we can do 96 over there, I think we can get close to it here. Is what I'm thinking. And time of year, I think, is better because that was actually like the summer, like June.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like 93 seems plausible. So,
yeah, I'm gonna go 90. I'm gonna go 96. Justin Cavett agrees with me. Yes, nice 96. All right, we'll see how it goes. But we just don't ever know, man. I mean, we've been shocked before, so I don't know. Who knows? But I'm real curious to see, like, if it's somebody, like if Indiana can hold their home turf, can they defend their home court, or are they going to let it out of state? Ohio guy come in, Michigan guy. I mean, all these football rivalries.
Indiana boys don't play, dude. We got too many hammers in Indiana. That is not happening for sure.
I also think you'll have the chance to maybe have your smallest micro bag ever too.
That's funny. That's funny.
Somebody sent me a picture, and I don't know if he was full of crap or not, but it was a 22, and it was a line burner. So, but I'll give it to him. It was a 22 3/4 inch smallmouth that he claims he caught inbounds.
Oh, I hear
a line burner. What do you mean a line burner?
It was like, I would be like, well, that's more of like a 22.5. If you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Last year inbounds, I have a 21.5 on a board that I caught within a week of when this tournament's going to be. And let's just say there was multiple other 20s that I had shots at that day. So we'll see. They were on beds then, but that was a couple weeks after, a week and a half after that tournament. So that's a complete wild card. This winter has been kind of harsh, so I could see them spawning later.
Yeah,
but a lot of that has to do. you get a couple weeks of 70-degree weather, and then all of a sudden those fish are like, boom, they're on
Dude,
bed.
I think harsh winters make better springs personally because they come out of it more like amped up. They're like, man, this sucks. It's like us. We haven't been able to fish all spring, and then
yeah,
that was me down in Florida.
That window for smallmouth, anyways, is definitely in the like realm of we're gonna start going on beds. Like usually, like the last week of April. And for the record, I hope that we don't have that because I don't really care for bed fishing. I've actually never fished a tournament like where I've been able to like bed fish. So I don't even. I feel like it'd be very weird. But there's a shot that'll happen. If that happens, all bets are off.
I hate bed fishing.
Beds.
I just think it's boring.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun for a day, but then it gets old. But yeah.
There's a question here. Are there any sort of permits that the
someone did
anglers
answer that,
need?
actually.
None of the lakes that are in bands will need permits. No.
Okay. And does anyone know the main bait fish at some of these lakes and rivers, I guess, too? But is there shad in these lakes? Is there
trout?
Shad, bluegill.
Bluegill.
Shad and bluegill. Yeah.
Okay. The other thing I was going to ask is there was a question down here about can you enter the microbag mid-tournament? No. However, I was thinking about this, and I want to get your opinion while you're all on here with me. I was thinking about maybe allowing the microbag to be entered after Friday, because think about it. You have a bad Friday. You feel like you're just not even going to be able to have a chance to win in the big fish. Maybe we could get more people to enter the microbag after Friday's 4 or 5 hour session, but then they're at a disadvantage to the other microbaggers already because they've lost 4 hours. They could have been microbagging for these dinks that Merlin's talking about that are here in Indiana. So, and some of these lakes. So, and then it's only going to make the pot go up. So the people who are already in the microbag, who got more time microbagging, they're like, come on, bring it, man, because I want the pot to get up to $600-700.
Just keep saying microbagging. I love that term. Just use made that term, microbagging, baby.
Dude, I did it. At the Arcana. Like I actually entered it because
it's hard not to make a mom joke there.
Dude. I was like,
I was waiting on the mom.
Hey, I've caught 5 fish for like 20 inches or less here before, so just saying they're possible.
But let me say this though: are we at the? I agree. It's like a lot of dinks probably right in this, but are we going there at the worst time of the year to actually be able to catch the smallest microbag ever? Because these fish you're catching, this is April. They haven't spawned. These are all fish that spawned last end of April, beginning of May, middle of May.
We did the math on this already. It's diminishing returns. Remember, it's like you have your best shot at the beginning and the end, right? Because like those fish they spawned in the middle, they grew up through the winter, and then so we're going early, so you should have a good shot at it.
Yeah, they'll be the.
And it's a year.
They'll be the like.
They grow 5 inches in a year.
It's more like
usually in the first year, more like 8 to 12 inches almost.
Yeah, it's like usually that's what I'm saying. We should be catching 8 and 9. Like usually grow like a 12 inches in a year. So if we're pulling off 5, think about it. If someone pulls out a 5-inch bass or 6-inch bass, that bass is a year old. Okay, maybe it got spawned in June, so it's like 10 months old. Like how
typical
dumpy
growth rate in the first year is 4 to 7 inches in the first year. So it's perfect.
Okay, so that is perfect. That is perfect then. Because
remember we made the graph that I came up with, which showed like your best bet is the beginning and the middle, but then like the middle of the season is your worst bet because they've had more time to like grow, but the new crop isn't big enough. So there's like this weird like void.
Yeah, they're not 5. They're not 5. Okay, so 4 to 7. Because I've always said the microbag's fun because you got to almost assess the least healthiest, sometimes the least healthiest lake, and the coldest water where they spawn like later, depending on the time of year that we're at these things. You have to do this weird like figuring out of where can I find the smallest bass possible. Anyway, but
back to what you were saying about the microbag though. If you have a bad Friday, though, you shouldn't be thinking of having to catch small fish. You have a whole Saturday to do your whole game. So I mean,
I agree. You shouldn't be, but if you were in the micro bag, would you be upset if we opened up what if we opened it up and it was $30, not 25, $30 today? You got $5 extra, and all those anglers lost. I think we could get more people in it. I don't think a lot of people, I think Merlin's right. They're going to know they got all Saturday. They can win the whole thing on all Saturday, but they might see that things didn't work out how they expected on Friday. They might just hedge and want to enter for $30 for the micro bag on Friday night. And when the fishing's over, to be able to like do that on Saturday if it doesn't go their way on Saturday also. And it's just going to make the pot go bigger. So I don't know. But we could try it for one event and see how it works. But maybe this event's the one to try it out at. Any other thing you guys, this guy does have a good point here. Hoosier WF, I appreciate your comment. Worcester, you'll need a DNR permit since it's a state park. So that is interesting. And as long as people outside of the state can get that, then that's fine.
They can. You can
so
buy
they can. I think I know residents is $25 for a motorized kayak, $5 if you're a paddle. I'm not sure if it's out of state, if it's different or not, but it's something like astronomical.
I'm pretty sure you can scan the code.
Like you said.
Yeah, Eric Tracy's got a good point. What they should be doing, Merlin, is not thinking micro bag when they have a bad Friday. They should think, now is my chance to win the day 2 dark horse and go from 0 or go from whatever they have to like.
He would know about that.
He definitely knows a little something about that one. Yeah.
He is the day 2 dark horse champ. It's true. All right, so I see what he's saying. It creates room for shadiness, but we're not allowing any fish on Friday. They can never submit a fish from Friday. A micro, you know what I mean? A fish that's 5 inches to 9.75 in the micro bag. They would only have to submit anything they caught on just Saturday. So they're losing time, paying $5 extra. So I don't know.
I see the creek crawler in here. He's ready to get out at it. He's been dormant all winter, and he's ready to crawl out and hit this event.
That's right. Coming out of hibernation. All right, to wrap this up, I will show you guys one quick thing that I've been working on. I'm only showing it to you guys publicly so that someone can go out there and like test this. But I'm going to upload or put our Shopify store online soon. We're going to have some of our sponsors' products there. You guys can always, of course, buy from our Shopify store from the Kayak Adventure Series website. It gets us a little cut. You know, we appreciate that, of course. But we're going to have products up for sale there as well, including we don't have our hats and shirts that we made last year up for sale there yet. We might just blow those out at the events. But I wanted to show you guys something because I made some products. And having you guys on here and the kind of characters that you are, I wanted to see if you guys like some of these new designs. Let's see. And I was going to show you guys the so you go to the Shopify store, here's all our products. So I made some cool We Fish Together, sort of like Unity, hats, and those are kind of cool, like truckers, just kind of like showing, because you guys know, like every kind of like person, all race, ethnicity, we all fish together. I thought it was kind of cool. So some people might like that because I just noticed the fishing bonds us, no matter what background we all come from. Fishing really does kind of bond us. So it's kind of cool having some shirts. But I've got some over here, like some hoodies that just say Chase the Wild, Choose Your Adventure, our taglines. And this one's the Creeker edition. So the creek crawler being in reminded me to show these. On the back, it says Creeker. So he's Team Creeker. So on the back, he might want to get a Creeker edition. And it comes in all different colors. You got tons of colors here. You guys can explore it once I put it up there.
Does it come with those creek shoes in the picture?
It does not come with the creek shoes here, but that's kind of what they'll look like.
Skinny jeans.
And then, what's that?
I said in the skinny jeans.
Oh yeah, and the skinny jeans. Yeah, that's Slayton for sure, man. And then you can go back up to, let's see, I'm really not even navigated this. There's an addition for the Lakers. So you're a Creeker or maybe you're a Laker. Okay, so you click on your Laker and you get the same deal here, right? Got your Laker edition, right? So anyway, then you might be a river rat, okay? So, or a pond hopper. This is a pond hopper. So a little bit, everyone has a little bit different design on the front, so same skinny jeans.
I think you need a micro bagger
A micro bagger. Merlin, that's getting in there. I'm gonna make that product for sure. That's a good idea. We need a micro bagger. And then the last one's the River Rat edition. So you can see that just looks like that. And then the back, it's got the River Rat. So if anyone sees this go up online here in the next probably day or two, you're welcome to go try to buy something. Hopefully it works. It's supposed to work. So we'll see.
Hey, we don't have there's not a Midwestivus shirt yet, is there?
I'm gonna make one, but you can make one with the Sheikah if you want.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
if you want, I'll see if we can make a really cool shirt for that event. So maybe
pre-order. Yeah, for sure. We can have it up here. And this is just a generic sweatshirt here, Kayak Adventurer. So we'll see. Then I got some swimsuits and some undies. So this is your you guys are going to buy these. This is your lucky tournament day undies.
Drew, are you the model there?
I don't know who this guy is, but in this one right here, this one's on the let's see, is that on the right ball it says never wash after 90 plus inches. On the left side it says under 80 inches wash or throw away. So you might have to buy a new pair. So that's the lucky undies. If you want to get some lucky undies for KAS. And the other one here is just simple, just choose your adventure, just choose your adventure. So choose your adventure wisely. So we will see how those work. If anyone wants to buy those, these are your swim trunks. So we got swim trunks. Swim trunks here. I'm going to keep adding a bunch of different products. You got other color swim trunks down here. You got your shirt here that's just go with the flow. Kayak Adventure Series. Baseball tees. Anyway, someone please go in there once we got it going and buy it and buy something so I can see that it works, because it's supposed to ship straight to you. We don't touch it, get a small cut, and there you go. So anyway, that'll be kind of cool. And these hats are cool too. Just we have two styles KAS hat. If you want a solid color, a regular baseball cap that's solid color, or dual tone, these are pretty cool right here. But if you want the trucker hats, then you can go over here and you can get any of these, any color you want of these. So that's it. So look for more cool new stuff, including our sponsors' products as well. Those are those sponsors who we can get on here. And yeah, it should be cool. Another quick thing, and then we'll be done. I was going to share the Anglers Cut form. I just put the Anglers Cut form on the website. If you have under 4 anglers, somebody read this and make sure it all makes sense. In the chat, you guys can tell me. It explains the rules on the GoPro Anglers Cut, which you get a $500 and a new GoPro for getting us like a cool, clip from the event. Doesn't have to be the biggest fish or whatever. It could even be a fish that comes off and it gets lost. That's fine. Those are always like really cool clips. So it just, the rules are here. Film with the GoPro camera, film in high res, keep your submissions to 90 seconds, blah, blah, blah. You can read them. There's some tips there. And all you got to do is literally just put your name, email, description of it's optional of the clip, and then what model GoPro it was shot on, and upload it right there to this Google Drive folder. It goes under Google Drive. Doesn't go to GoPro, goes to us, and we assess the winner, and then GoPro will pay you guys out. So that's pretty cool. For extra cash that's coming. That doesn't include, that's not money that you guys put in as the pot. That's just bonus. So anyway, you guys like that idea? The Anglers Cut?
Yeah, that's really, really cool for sure. I'm bad about me. I'm bad about me with my GoPro. Like I always bring it out there and forget to tell it to turn it on.
Yep. It sucks. It sucks when that happens for her. And Brian Slayton's over here saying he's gonna win with the Hero 4. Does the Hero 4 even shoot in 4K, Brian? You need to get a new GoPro. All right. So anyway, and then see, so catch and chase, he runs DJI, so it doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. You have to get just one GoPro. Get one GoPro to supplement the DJI. Have 2 angles, and that'll count. Use the GoPro from the back, from the rear angle. All right. I think that's about it. This is Van Tyne says he's going to wear those undies unwashed. So, all right. We will see how that works.
Unwashed.
Yeah. Other cool announcements coming as well. Working on lots of cool stuff. We got, I should have brought them down here. We got a meat stick partner, New Primal. So we'll share. You guys will get samples in your gift bag. So we got beef jerky or meat stick, whatever. We got a lot of cool stuff. Some other stuff we'll talk about in future episodes. But I'm excited, guys. It's going to be a fun one. So we'll see you in Indiana. And next week, we may not have a show next week. We usually kind of go every other week, but maybe Paul and the Aggressive Elite, we might have one through Paul and Jeff. So hang tight. There could be a show next week of other stuff we're going to talk about, but it's not a preview show. But this one's going to be interesting. It's the biggest unknown to me, this whole event, in terms of how it's going to get won and where. And I cannot wait to just see. Jake and I were just going to start seeing the Tourney X, the pins pop up and be like, oh my gosh, it's going down over here. And we're like, had no clue that, and go run down and try to get you guys with the drone and film it. So, yeah. Any last comments, guys? Anything you can think of that we've maybe not touched on yet? Other than one thing I can't think of real quick is the 2-week. I pulled up right here to share the screen. That there is a 2-week. If people aren't familiar with this, it's a 2-week window of practice where you get 4 days of practice. So just to clarify this, on April 10th, your 2-week practice window begins. English fishing the event, whether you're registered or not, you can only spend 4 days on the eligible water, and you get to choose those 4 days. Now, before that 2-week window, you can be on that water as much as you want, but during that 2-week window, only 4 days. So that's pretty limited given all that water. So choose it wisely. And if you're local, you're going to want to use those on the weekends. Don't burn vacation time. If you're obviously not local, you're probably going to get there on that weekend prior and then fish Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, wherever you can find. But either way, it's still just 4 days. So, and then we at the Bash U Brunch, we don't have this on the website yet, but I'm going to update this. Josh, you'll be excited to hear. I think it sounds promising that Dr. Reed is going to be Dr. Mudbug, as you guys know him from the Somali Talk podcast, is going to be presenting, one of the speakers presenting there on crawfish. And that is going to be pretty cool because you've had him on the show, right? He's awesome. That was one of your most popular episodes.
This guy?
Yeah. Which guy?
Yeah, Dr. Mudbug.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The Mudbug, yeah. So you got the hat. Jake's wearing that. Perfect. So that'll be, tell everyone, that's going to be one they don't want to miss. Very entertaining. You're going to learn a lot about the crawfish, which is going to help you match the hatch and kind of understand bass and how they relate to the crawfish a little bit better. So,
way better than me talking, that's for sure. So.
Yeah. So you were great, man. I really loved your seminars. And then right now we got it set for 3 p.m. to 7:30. So you got 4.5 hours on Friday. It'll probably stay that way. 3 p.m. to 7:30, then 7 a.m. Launch, and lines in at 7:15, and then ending at 3. So, and it's all back at that one spot. Anyway, we'll let you guys roll. My wife's calling me anyway. She's sick up there with the kids. So it's been fun. And you guys see ya, I guess, when we see you the next one. Appreciate everyone joining in. Thanks for your comments, everybody. And I'll catch you later.
Free the fighter.
We need to